Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by Callan Rydz, newly qualified for the World Grand Prix. That must be a huge relief after the last week or so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I say, it's horrible knowing you need results to go your way when you can't do anything about it. So me watching it along, you're hoping, you're praying, and then once I seen that dart ranking thing go dark green, I was the happiest person you can imagine.
Is that the worst position you could possibly in? You've played so well to put yourself inside that top 16 on the Pro Tour of Merit, but comes to the final qualification tournament and you're not there. All you've got to do is watch and see if people get the right or the wrong results.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you've got people messaging you constantly saying, "He needs to do this, he needs to do that." So without even looking, you know anyway what needs to happen. And when Ricardo lost, I thought that was it, guaranteed. I completely forgot about Gian. To be fair, and then watching him play on this Saturday, I thought Aspinall's a hard draw for him, maybe. And then he absolutely blitzed Aspinall. And that's when I thought, yeah, it's probably going to be Luke knocking us out of anyone. So, but no, I'm delighted for Luke as well because I think he's earned it. He's been playing well all year and it's paid off for him.
You mentioned there it could have been Luke knocking you out. I know yourself and Luke are great mates on tour. It really could have been a situation where he was having to win a game to get himself in and knock yourself out, couldn't it?
Yeah, I would have knocked him out when I go to Barnsley if he'd done that. But no, listen, I'm delighted for the lad. I mean, he's put in a lot of hard work, and this year shows he's made a final. And to be fair, when he lost that final, he didn't play great. But I was watching it in the hotel room in Germany, and I'm probably the worst person to come back because I will rinse any chance I get to rinse him. I'm going to do it, but he does it with me as well. So, but honestly, I said to him, I was like, now you understand the long days. Like that's the next step now. And then I don't think he was thinking of the World Grand Prix, but obviously you get the messages like I said, and when you're on the Euro tour, that's all they were talking about every time they were interviewing him the World Grand Prix. But listen, he had one event to get in, and he got in, so that just shows how much he's come on.
For yourself, you've been in great form recently on the Pro Tour, and that's really what's lifted you into these spots. How much of it of a positive is it, the form and getting to this tournament?
Well, I didn't realize how far away I was from it. Like, and obviously, I haven't had the best of years. That's easy to see, and I just thought I needed to change something. So I messaged Unicorn. I was like, "Can you make us a new barrel?" But I'm not really a person that knows what he's doing when it comes to designing a barrel. So they just sent us a few sets of darts up, and the darts I've got, or the darts I've been using, it's just the darts that I kind of, I really like the feel of them.
Was that the major change for you, getting some new equipment and some new belief as well? Because you weren't really yourself, and as soon as you've switched, it seems to have really come back, and you're playing some of the best darts we've seen you play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say I am a bundle of joy on the tour. Like I can be a miserable person to be around, but when I'm in a good set of mind, I'm quite like a happy-go-lucky. I just laugh. Like I can be one of these people that can have a laugh with anyone, or if I'm not in the right mood, I'll tell everyone to kind of do one. And it's not nice. And I said to my family, everyone, the Pro Tours that when I won one, I just wanted to win a couple of games each day and build the confidence up with these new darts. And first day, win one, your confidence won't get any better than that, kind of.
Was it a surprise that it came so soon for you after getting the new ones?
Well, I played Mervyn King and funny enough, it was Luke. Luke went, Merv hasn't been playing, that well lately, and I've missed a few Pro Tours, and for many reasons. And, Merv, the first few legs, he battered us, and I thought, he's absolutely took the mirror out of me here. Like, you know what I mean? But I got through that year, and then, I played, I think it was Clemens, and I had 100 average against him. When I beat Clemens, I said to Luke, I went, I fancy this.
Was there a point in that tournament where you thought you were going to win the tournament, or did it just go game by game, and when you got to the final, you suddenly found yourself a game away from winning the Pro Tour?
I think it was when I beat James Wade, because I've never beaten James before, and I was 3-0 down against him. So I came back and I won that game. I won 7 of the next 8 legs, and I played Chizzy in the final. I love Chizzy. He's one of the nicest, down-to-earth blokes you can ever meet. And it is hard playing your friends, but, even after that game, Chizzy went, you've deserved it. You're like, we know what you've been through. Like, this is yours. Like, kick on from now. And even then, I didn't realise I was anywhere near the Grand Prix at all. And I got the semis the next day, and then that's when I seen it on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it these days.
Yeah.
I'm in the provisional spot. So that's when I started going, oh, I'll start watching them like now, you know what I mean? But I got lucky. I got lucky to get in, so hopefully I can take my chance at the Grand Prix.
It's not just the change of darts. There's been a slight change of action as well, a slight slowing down. Is that something that's been a real conscious effort to get to that stage?
No, not really. I think it was, I'm not the biggest practicer back home, like in my house. I can't, I know it's my job and it's everything, but I can't do it on my own. I do get bored, but I'd go out practicing like with someone. I can stand there for 4 or 5 hours quite easily.
Yeah.
But, I think I thought myself I needed a change. I was getting too many darts where they were landing flat, slipping out my hands. And for quick players, you don't like to adjust, slow down mid throw. So when I've had my about a month off, maybe it's a month and a half off, I got them darts, started using them, and then I went to a local tournament to me, and I won that using the slow myself down, and I played really well. And even my friends were saying, they went, whatever you've done, it's working wonders, so just don't change it back.
Yeah, and for yourself now at the World Grand Prix, a bit of a nightmare draw, it's got to be said, against Michael Smith, fellow stablemate, of course, world #1, world champion. A tough assignment ahead in Leicester, isn't it?
Oh, well, listen, they're all hard draws. It doesn't matter like who you play, they're all tough. And I mean, I even said this to Pritch before the weekend started. I went, what we get in? And I said, one of will play Michael Smith, and the winner will play the other person if we both win. And then I didn't even say the draw. I seen it on Chris Dobie put it on Facebook. And I text Mark, like Pritchard, straight away. I went, you are having me on. But again, it's one of them where I get the chance to play, the best player in the world, the world champion. And again, he is one of my good friends. So on the stage, he's just another player you've got to try to beat to win the title.
Yeah, and these big opportunities haven't come maybe quite as regularly as you would have wanted them in the last year or so. So getting up there on Sky against the world champion, there's going to be a lot of eyes on it. And you know that you've got the game, you're playing well. There's a real chance you can beat the world champion.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got the 3 Pro Tours this week. And, I haven't really played much. I've played Super League, local leagues on a Wednesday and Friday since the last bunch of Pro Tours, but, we'll just see what happens. It's nice to know I'm going to the Grand Prix. There's no stress on these 3 Pro Tours, because I think if these counted towards it, there would have been a lot of nervous people going into it.
You mentioned earlier after your final with Dave Chisnell, he said, push on, he said, go and grab the opportunity. Is that what it is about for you now? Take this form and run with it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think even a couple of years ago when I got the quarters of the match play, I didn't play well. I'll happily say that. I got lucky with the draw because Glenn was going through a real bad stage at that point. And I've said it before, I love Glenn, and it was awful to again see what he went through and whatever. And then I played obviously Rob Cross the game after, and my finishing pulled me out of that game. Like big time, I think I was 78%, you know, first to 11, that's not bad going. And then against Ratajski, I was looking at the way he was playing. I was, you know, you've got to try up the game, but when you feel like up in the game is not going to come, it was hard to even to play that tournament because I wasn't playing well going into it. It was the same with, you know, a few events. You're not playing well going into them. Confidence is low. Where I think now this Grand Prix, I'm going in with quite a high confidence, and we'll see what happens.
A lot of big tournaments around the corner, and it's a good time to be coming into form with the likes of the Players' Championship finals, European Championship just around the corner. You must feel going into this back end of the year, there's some big things that could happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Europeans I'm not in, so that's just another break for me where I can try again with these darts, get them completely right with myself. But yeah, the players, I like going to the players. I've done okay there. I mean, you've got the Grand Slam. I would love to play in because I've never played in it. I've lost in the qualifying round in the final, I think 4 or 5 times. So yeah, I want the Grand Slam this year.
And the final one for you, what's the ideal double? Is it Newcastle Premier League and Callan Rydz winning the Grand Prix?
Oh yeah, that would be that would be ideal. I mean, it'll be nice if they won the Champions League and I won the Worlds. But listen, I mean, like I say, Sunday was probably unbelievable for me. You know, finding out the Grand Prix, and then I was watching Newcastle batter Sheffield 8-0. So that was brilliant for me.
Unbelievable day. Well, appreciate your time, Callan, and best of luck with Leicester and the Pro Tours coming up as well.